Hello, I'm attorney Ralph Curtis with Curtis Legal Group, and I'm here with my partner,
Andrew Mendlin, also an attorney with Curtis Legal Group.
And today we're here to talk about a situation where somebody, God forbid, is actually killed in an accident caused by the fault of somebody else. These cases are called wrongful death cases, and there are very specific requirements that in the law that apply to them.
No, a wrongful death case is an interesting creature of statute in California. It means that someone who has lost a loved one that somebody is close to, whether it's a family member or someone that they are financially dependent upon, they lose that person, well, then they have the right to bring a lawsuit in wrongful death to claim the loss of love, comfort, and care of that person, as well as any financial support that they're losing, as long as it was through the fault of somebody else.
So let's say, for example, my best friend is unfortunately killed in an accident. Can I bring a claim for wrongful death?
You can if your best buddy provided you financial support. But if your best buddy did not provide you financial support, then unfortunately, no, you have no claim under the laws of the state of California.
All right, so not everybody can make a claim for wrongful death. It has to be a certain individual that's specified to be able to do that according to the law. What types of persons can actually make a claim?
Well, it's very interesting. In California, if a person has died and hasn't left any children, then the cousins, the aunts, the parents, all those folks can make a claim. Also, a spouse can always make a claim.
So what types of damages can a person recover if they make a wrongful death claim? For example, the person that died is the one that really suffered, but they're gone now. They can't make a claim.
Well, the damages that you can claim in California are the loss of the love, care, comfort, and support of the person that just died. That's the damage, not the value of that person's life. It's what that person's life is worth to you. It's your damage claim, not the person that lost their life.
And unfortunately, under the law, there's only one way to compensate a person for their loss, and that's with money damages. You can't bring the person back to life. So money damages is basically the only way that a person can be compensated.
That's right.
Let's say we do have a situation where somebody is in an accident, unfortunately they pass away, and a claim is made by some of their heirs, but not all of their heirs.
Right, it happens all the time. We have people that come in our office that will make a claim for wrongful death damages, but they're estranged from a former spouse or a child who also has a claim for wrongful death damages. And guess what? In California, you have to join those other claimants to the case. You can't ignore them. All of those folks that may have a claim have a right to join the case. And if you don't, you're going to be liable to them if you collect damages and they don't get paid.
So as odd as it may sound, if we were to file a lawsuit on behalf of some of the heirs of a person who passed away, we would have to join as defendants anybody else that has a potential claim but may decide not to make a claim. So they would still be involved in the case, but they would be involved as defendants in the case, right?
That's right. They're brought in as what we call a nominal defendant, Ralph. They're actually sued, but they're not having to answer in damages. They're not somebody, a normal defendant who has to respond and be potentially subject to a judgment where they have to pay money. Rather, they're just brought into the case and they are forced to make their claim.
So what about a situation where a person unfortunately passes away in an accident, but that person also has an estate after their death? Does the estate have a claim?
Yeah, the estate actually makes a claim sometimes on behalf of all those that have an individual right of claim. Either the individual, can make a claim, or the personal representative of the estate, if there is an estate open in a probate department of a court. Well, they can go ahead and make that same claim and then distribute the money to those heirs or those that have a right to make a claim for wrongful death.
Do those claims have to go to court? Do they have to be tried before a jury, for example? seems like they should be able to be settled.
Yeah, and they can be. Many times they are settled. Ralph and I handle those cases all the time, and sometimes they are settled, and sometimes Ralph and I find ourselves in court because you have to sometimes try those cases. Either way, they can be resolved.
Frequently, those cases are handled in what's called mediation, where an independent third party, either a retired judge or an attorney, an experienced attorney, will act as a mediator and try to get the parties to come together to agree to a settlement. That works fairly well sometimes.
It sure does. It's great to go to mediation, actually, even if you do have to go to trial, because a mediator can give each side a neutral view on what a jury is likely to do with the case. And so you get some early impressions before you take that case to trial. And it's good for everybody to hear. It's good for the lawyer, it's good for the client, it's good for the defense to hear exactly how this case might go if it ever gets before a jury.
Now, these cases are complex, as we've seen. My recommendation is that you have an attorney represent you if you do have such a claim. How do you feel about that?
I think you absolutely need an attorney. I don't know how one can handle a wrongful death case, which is extremely complicated, because you have to prove up that the death was caused by an accident and through the fault of someone else. And on top of that, you have these damages in the state of California that you have to have a clear understanding of. Financial support issues, as well as how you value the loss of love, care, comfort in society. And beyond that, you're going to need experts to come into court and testify as to some of those damages. So to do this on your own, I wouldn't go there.
So at Curtis Legal Group, we do handle wrongful death cases, and we handle other cases as well.
We handle cases that are caused by the fault of others. They could be auto accidents, slip and fall cases. We handle all varieties, and of course, wrongful death cases. So call 1-800-LAW-3080.
We'd be happy to talk to you.